Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Good that you ask, because today we have some serious news. Game Freak is unofficially getting serious with Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Ripples throughout the Japanese online communities were felt last night after two new job postings were cited coming from Pokemon developer Game Freak, with the postings looking for a 3D CG designer and a character modeler that works well with Maya. How do we know it's for Pokemon? Well, the first line says, here's a chance to work on the development of a globally popular RPG. As far as I know, Game Freak only has one globally popular RPG, and if that doesn't scream Pokemon, I don't know what does. Sure, obviously Game Freak is hiring for Pokemon, but how do we know it's for the Nintendo Switch? Well, if we look at the second job posting, which has very similar requirements, and that is to have experience in using Maya to create cartoon-like super deformed characters, monsters, and item models. Maya is, by the way, a popular animation/modeling software for those of you not familiar with the animation industry. So the second job posting has an interesting specification in it. The first peculiar bit is that Game Freak wants someone who has experience making characters for the Wii U and PS Vita games. So that one is probably our biggest pointer to the fact that Game Freak is developing on the Switch, as the person they are hiring needs to have experience of having done 3D modeling for Nintendo home console games, as well as portable games on a console like the Vita. And if you think about it, Vita is probably the only other console that has a similar spec to the Nintendo Switch. Although neither consoles are as graphically powerful as a Nintendo Switch, it's pretty much as close as they can get in terms of experience for modeling for something similar. The PS Vita is the only other portable console that has a screen size similar to that of the Switch, with it being 5 inches compared to the Nintendo Switch's 6.2 inches. This definitely points to them making something different than usual, as Game Freak's Pokemon games have been traditionally on the Nintendo portable consoles, namely the 3DS for this generation. And seeing how there's pretty much nothing on a 3DS successor right now, this all definitely points to a main Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. Game Freak has never developed a Pokemon spin-off themselves, and I don't see them breaking the tradition anytime soon. The platform is also mentioned to be a console, so it will not be a title for smartphones. Another piece of interesting information is that the contract is until May 2018 for both postings, which would actually line up pretty well with the usual October/November release schedule they have traditionally done in the past, but for 2018, which is exactly 2 years after Sun and Moon, and is exactly when we should also be expecting another Pokemon game from Game Freak. Now that we know with high certainty that this will be for the Nintendo Switch, the next question is this going to be an entirely new Pokemon game like the rumors we've heard in the form of Pokemon Stars, or is this going to be a remake like Pokemon Sun and Moon for the Switch, or a reboot of an older series like Alpha Sapphire? I think it's going to be a reboot of the Kanto region for 3 simple reasons. First of all, spoilers alert for those of you who haven't finished Sun and Moon, turn off this video now. So again, first of all, at the end of Pokemon Sun and Moon, Lily decides to go to Kanto, which is a huge clue as to where Game Freak wants to take the sequel, if they ever decide to make one like they've done with so many previous Pokemon games before. Second, with the new Pokemon movie coming out that revisits Ash's adventures in Kanto, we see another reference to the first generation of Pokemon, and it will definitely bring many of the older fans back to check out Pokemon again. And lastly, seeing how Pokemon Go has brought Pokemon into a new level of public awareness, starting with only the first generation of Pokemon and only recently with the Johto edition, what better place to bring these old and new fans to a fully fleshed out 3D Kanto with all of their favorite Pokemon they've found on their smartphones. The timing is a goldmine right now for Game Freak to release a Kanto-based game, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo is doing all in their power to convince them to do it. Because if they do, Nintendo will be once again printing money like they did with the Nintendo Wii and the DS. Because you know everybody is going to buy it. So to recap, basically there is no better timing to release a Kanto-based remake than now, and we pretty much know for sure that Game Freak is making, or at least trying to make, a Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. How you want to take that information is up to you now. So I want to know what you guys think of all of this, so as usual, don't forget to tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to follow Tokyosaurus on social media for Japanese culture, tweets, and video updates. And subscribe to Tokyosaurus if you haven't already for the latest things people are talking about in Japan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.